mourn him now, with storm clouds. All nature must mourn the murder of Janus, my son.
In the days that followed, a strange quiet fell over the city of Boston. Four hours west of Boston by limited express lies the largest city in the Western Hemisphere, the teeming metropolis of New York City.
Get down,
Uh-oh. Hey, I'm sorry, babe. It's too noisy to apologize properly, though. Why don't we go out to the car?
Okay, dude. What's your sign?
Caution, man at work. Actually, I'm a triple Scorpio.
Oh.
Yeah.
In the news headlines, another bloodless corpse has been found in the recent wave of grisly murders by the so-called vampire killer. Identity of the latest victim has been withheld, but as with all previous victims, the body was drained of its blood.
Ha ha! They'll never take me alive. You didn't know I was the vampire killer, did you?
Oh, don't joke about such a thing.
I don't know what you mean. I was being serious.
Quit that. Be a nice guy, will ya?
Okay, come on now.
What?
You better not play games with me or I'll bite a hole in your neck and suck your blood out. Remember, I'm the big, bad, bloodthirsty vampire.
Don't! You're scaring me!
Ah, don't be uptight. Come on, give me a kiss. What's happening? I don't believe it.
Meet the real big, bad vampire.
The real vampire?
Meanwhile, back in Boston, at the home of Hans Harker,
Those New York murders are quite intriguing.
It sounds like Dracula's work, all right. I guess he must have gone insane with rage because of the death of his baby. At any rate, there's one thing for sure. Those New York murders are definitely the work of a vampire.
I don't think we should just assume that it's Dracula who committed all those New York murders. He isn't the world's only vampire, you know.
You probably have a good point there, Rachel, and we shouldn't jump to conclusions and make assumptions where Dracula is concerned, because he could be hiding out right under our noses, right here in Boston. I've noticed that Elijah doesn't seem restless or in any hurry to leave here. Our best bet is to keep an eye on Dracula's wife.
I've been keeping tabs on her. She visits the baby's grave every day, and she still seems to be in a state of shock.
I feel sorry for her. She's had to endure so much tragedy in her lifetime.
You must harden your heart. Remember, we must destroy her husband.
He seems to be more genuinely devoted to his wife than any husband I've ever heard of, Hans. I don't think he'd abandon her without ever trying to see her again.
We all seem to be in agreement then. If we keep our eye on her, Dracula's bound to show up sooner or later.
My baby, I just can't believe that you've been taken away from me forever. I see you so clearly, and I hear your sweet voice in all my dreams and in my every waking thought as well. How he
Good
loved
boy.
you.
My son
How
is
happy
so
we
big
were
and strong.
together. Now that I've lost you both, I can't go on. Forgive me, my darling Janus, but I can't go on.
No!
Janus.
Frank, Rachel, try to stop her. Oh!
Oh!
Thou shalt not take thy life, Dolores.
Heaven forgive me, but without Dracula or Janus, I have no reason or desire to live. Have mercy on me and allow me to end the unbearable misery I've brought upon myself by turning my back on heaven and offering myself to the black forces of evil. I regret ever having been born into such a life of wickedness and suffering.
You have sinned, and you have therefore suffered greatly. But heaven has never turned its back on you. You shall be granted a second opportunity.
What? Janus! Oh!
A genuine miracle.
What? It's the heavenly light of revival. It's coming from the cemetery. What's the meaning of this? It's shining directly over the place where Janus is buried, eh? Now I understand it. The enemy is going to bring him back to life in an attempt to bring about my downfall by making me confront my own son in a test of his heavenly powers against the black powers given to me by Satan. I must stop it.
Janus? Oh, Janus. He moved. He's breathing. My baby, my baby. Come, let me hold you in my arms. Janus. Huh? What's happening?
No, Janus, no!
Oh! It's my husband!
You will not turn my son against me! Janus, my son!
Don't hurt him! Oh! It just isn't possible you could be my son, Janus.
Yes, it is, Mother.
Oh, darling Janus, it is you. I don't understand it, but I know it's true. My loving heart recognizes you.
Oh, no! Janus! You have been revived solely for the purpose of destroying your own father!
Janus, he's your father. That poor tortured and tormented creature deserves your mercy.
Is he not the vampire Dracula, servant of Satan?
Yes. He is more a victim than a willing servant of Satan, my son. He did not choose to be a vampire, and you must not blame him.
Mother, I have to kill him.
Kill your father?
I have no choice in this matter. That's why I was revived.
But he loves you so much.
I am only doing what I was created to do, Mother. I have no choice. That's it. Try to understand. It's not my choice to do this thing any more than it was his willing choice to be a slave of Satan.
You're both helpless then, aren't you?
He is the personification of evil, and I am the personification of goodness. We are mortal enemies by our nature.
Well then, does this mean it is my fate to be the personification of hopeless suffering, to look on helplessly while my son and my husband struggle to destroy one another? Is this the punishment heaven has chosen for me?
I have to do it, Mother. And it isn't a matter of revenge and punishment. It's only justice.
Oh, Janus, he loves you so. No child ever had a more devoted father, and he has suffered so much. 500 years of hatred and torment. Oh, Janus, can't anything be done to stop this? Please?
I'm sorry, Mother.
Janus, wait! Please! Janus! Come back! Janus!
Excuse me.
Were you speaking to me?
I hate to intrude upon your grief, but I must have a word with you.
What is it you want?
My name is Hans Harker, and I have some rather distressing information about your husband's past, which I think you should know.
I know everything about my husband's past. He has never kept secrets from me.
Then no doubt he told you that he brutally murdered my father and my wife and my daughter as well. The man is a vampire, a vile monster. He's a demon from hell whose total life is dedicated to committing horrible obscenities upon all mankind. I have vowed upon my sacred honor that I will destroy him.
Your noble purpose has already been accomplished.
My purpose will not be accomplished, madam, until Count Dracula is dead.
My poor, tormented husband, Dracula, has been virtually dead from the moment heaven revived Janus, Mr. Harker. It's only a matter of time before he kills his father.
You seem to be a warm and compassionate human being. Why in the world would a woman like you want to marry such an evil monster as Dracula? And how can you go on defending him, knowing full well what he is?
My husband didn't request to become a vampire. That was the work of Satan. The torments he suffered were far worse than those he inflicted, believe me. He was a compassionate human, and he struggled to overcome the curse of the vampire, which compelled him to commit those abominable murders. His very soul is a tormented battlefield of good striving against evil, love against hate. All my life I pined for love and affection because my mother died when I was a baby and my father was a cold and uncaring man concerned only about wealth and position, so I abandoned myself to a wild and reckless life. I pursued adventure and novelty as substitutes for love and peace of mind. I was eager to try any sort of distraction that might help me to forget the gnawing emptiness inside me. I joined the cult of the Black Mass because I was lonely and craved for a sense of belonging, a feeling of kinship with others, however foolish they might be. I agreed to become the bride of Satan as a lark because I didn't truly believe in the occult. Little did I suspect that in that evil environment I would find the love I had sought all my life. I'm wasting my breath. You only understand hate and vengeance.
It's no use. I must have blood.
No more, Father. Heaven will not allow you to murder another.
You must never call me father again. My exalted heaven sent.